I love Skylanders, especially the first couple of games. And I love Skylanders so much, I wanted to kind of challenge myself in the first game, Spyro's Adventure. I want to see, can I beat Skylander Spyro Adventure with just one Skylander? Now the rules for this challenge is pretty simple. No other Skylanders allowed for the one except for the one I picked. And no magic items, because I feel like that would be cheating, especially in the higher 10 situations with all the enemies attacking you. So no magic items, no other Skylanders. I'm not going to do any of the DLC missions just because I want to save that for another video. So if this video gets 20 likes, I will play all the DLC missions for Spyro's Adventure. Alright, let's crack into it. So the first thing I did was make a new save file. And now this one was kind of difficult to pick which Skylander to choose, so I asked the Skylanders Discord server, Portal Masters United. Someone in the server said you should use Stealth Elf, so that's the one I went with. Level 1 is pretty easy. You can't really get hurt by anything except for the Chompy Pit. And guys, Chompies are pretty easy to beat, so I breezed through this level. No really challenge here. I did get some treasure along the way, but I'm not really going to go for 100% obviously. So for this run, for all intents and purposes, it's just getting to the end of the level without dying. Now if you guys don't mind, I would like to take this little breath of air we got to ask you guys all to please subscribe, and please like the video, and please share the video if you guys enjoy it. Alright guys, enough of that. Let's get back into the Skylanders content. Alright, on to Chapter 2. For Chapter 2, I decided to take the quicker way, using the secret life gate since I am a life Skylander. So we skip there, shoot out the locks, kill all the enemies, pretty easy stuff, talk to Callie, and then boom, that is level 2 done and done with no problems. Next up, Chapter 3. Now this chapter is really cool because you meet Persephone for the first time. It was nice to see her, but again, a pretty easy level overall. I think you could find it difficult, but since my Stealth Elf is more leveled up, it was pretty easy to beat. I'd say the only problem that I ran into in this level was the airship segments, but I'm pretty bad at that anyway, so that's why I had a problem with it. But just like that, we get the big propeller, and just like that, Chapter 3 is done and done. Alright, next up to bat, getting the Eternal Air Source. Now this one, I wasn't too worried about, because I can usually do this one without dying. However, I would say towards that end part, it is a little bit intimidating, but as long as you have a somewhat strong Skylander, you should be able to clear through it easily. A neat little thing I learned in this game is, though, the bigger enemies, the more you attack them, they actually get stunned in their attack. So the more you attack them fast, they can't actually hit you back after the first time they do their attack. So just avoid that one and just keep beating the fuck out of them. But just like that, we got our first internal source, and that is the air source. Woo! Alright, next up, the oil level. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, I straight up don't like this level, because it's usually the level I get my first casualties in when it comes to playing this game. Now, fortunately enough, our run does not end here. It's pretty simple, just kill the enemies. Watch out for that tank, because the tank is what always gets me. So watch out for the tank, but besides that, you free the fishies, you bomb the place, and then you get out of there. Next up to bat, we gotta fight some pirates. Now this part I was a little worried about, but again, I was able to do it pretty easily. It was barely an inconvenience. I'd say just recommend watch your back in this level, especially depending on what Skylander you pick. Because it can get dangerous at some points, but as long as you make sure that you're not taking too much damage, you should be fine. Alright, now it's time to get the Eternal Water Source. Now the level segment of this level is pretty easy, just kill the enemies. However, I would never ever do these boss fights first try without dying. So I was actually shocked and pleased to say that I was able to do it. And guys, I cut through these motherfuckers like butter. Stealth Elf just had that dog in her. I guess the rest of this run is deciding if she can keep that dog in her. Alright guys, the water source was pretty easy, but now it's time to go on to the Eternal Earth Source. Okay guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just getting a little boring and redundant to say, oh, the level before the Eternal Source level was pretty easy, I cut through them all like butter. So from now on, I'm just going to go to the Eternal Source and describe how the boss fight went, if there was a boss fight, or how the level went in general. Just to save kind of on editing time and just kind of save on your guys' time. Because I don't want to make a video that's overblown. Alright, cool. Now, the Eternal Earth Source was pretty easy, the level was easy, and fighting the giant rock monster was easy. Stealth up at the dog. Just like that, we got 3 Eternal Sources. I can't wait to see what the next one is. Before we go to the Eternal Life boss fight, I actually want to show off the only soldier that matters in this run, Stealth Elves. It helps her self-heal, so that will definitely be useful in the future for this run when food is not available, especially during that final boss fight. So now we get to the fight itself, and guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was easy. It was very cool to fight the evil versions of the life element, since life is our main gal today. So it was pretty easy to beat them up, but I do want to say you gotta be careful, because especially during the orb part, I almost didn't die, but my health was getting very close to low. So you gotta be careful during that part. I actually kind of learned how to dodge them perfectly during the while I was doing this, so it's very cool. But just like that, bing bop boop blah blah, we got our Eternal Life Source. Alright, halfway through the game and halfway through the Eternal Sources. So right now we gotta get the golden gear. Getting the golden ear is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Next up is getting the Eternal Tech Source. Now this was a boss fight that was a little bit more difficult because it was easier to take damage during this boss fight. So first thing is I grabbed a bomb, yeeted it at the tank, and then I just used my little knives to destroy the tank. So bing bop poo pow, we got the Eternal Tech Source. Alright guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, this was the boss fight I was dreading the most besides the Chaos fight. Because I lost all the undead Skylanders during this fight in our playthrough I streamed in during the summer. I was mostly worried about the Chop Chop, but guys, I'm pleased to say I was able to kill him, and I even killed Chop Chop and Ghost Roaster at once, so suck on that, you egg! And just like that, we have our Eternal Undead Source. No noise this time. Just thank you guys. I'm just very proud. Alright gamers, this is it. The final 2 elemental sources, and they are very easy, barely an inconvenience, barely worth the 10 seconds I'm talking about them. But now, it's time for the one and only Chaos fight. You might be asking yourself, Mikey, well what about Chaos's lair? Wasn't that difficult? No, not really. So, the Chaos fight. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in a call with my friends, and I was freaking out when I was recording this. But I was able to persevere. Me and Stealth Elf, we were able to beat up all the evil Skylanders. We were able to beat up Chaos, dodge all the attacks, and brought the crown back. So I am pleased to say our run was successful. We were able to beat Chaos at his own game with only 1 Skylander. Now, was it easier than, is it easy as I'm saying is? Yeah, but I also did have a level 10 Skylander and a fully maxed out Skylander upgrades. So I'm not exactly too sure, like if I went into this with a fresh Skylander, maybe it would have been more difficult. But comment down below if you guys would like to see me do something like that. Do, you know, more of a candid run, I guess, with a weaker Skylander. Because I am thinking about getting Lamshell soon, but anywho, that's not important. What's important here is thank you all for watching, and thank you all for liking the video and subscribing, because you guys have better have done it at this point, considering this took me 6 hours to record. But anyway guys, that's all for today. Like I said, comment down below, and if this video gets 20 likes, I will do the DLC levels for Skylanders Spyro's Adventure with Stealth Elf. Alright guys, that's all for today. Stay safe out there, and may the stars... Sorry. Alright guys, that's all for today. Stay safe out there, and may the stars shine down upon you.